Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is the Seer, your boy, Mike the Philosopher, here with Black Mellow for another edition of the Black Man Rankings. Today's topic is, equally triggering. It's one of those situations where people are pretty divided among the lines. And the topic is about Kevin Samuel and how he has impacted the community. Not just the man and woman community, but the black community in particular. And is he doing harm, or is he doing good, or is he doing neither, or is he just dividing the lines or being a divider, or whatever the case may be? What are your thoughts on Kev Black? Do you think he's, productive, or do you think that he's harmful? What say you?
I don't disagree with his tactic. There's an element of condescendingness to his tone when he's talking to women.
Mm-hmm.
Element of rivalry, almost, like that he gives off to me, like he's competing and he has the upper hand, and he gonna let him know he has the upper hand. I don't appreciate that.
What do you mean the upper hand?
Well, his way he communicates, with a lot of with these women is it's not. I don't feel like it's a place of genuineness or a place of there's no love in how he communicates with these women. Like, you can clearly see he's very opposed, to the ones that I've seen. I'll put it like that. He's hell bent on making sure they know they are substandard. And
I gotta push back on that. I don't
no,
know.
well, I mean, you can. Let me
Go ahead.
finish this.
Go ahead.
The videos I've seen a handful of them, and honestly, I couldn't even finish, all the, ones I did see. My thing is, I don't care for dudes that has this sort of bully mentality, you know, uh, with regards to how he communicates with these women. If they try to defend themselves on his platform, from what I've seen, let's say they're having a disagreement. If these women disagree respectfully too much, he'll just he'll push a button and knock them off his shirt. So these women have to be on this platform knowing they can't even disagree with the insults. They can't disagree with his eroded opinion of what a valuable woman is, you know, or his former body shaming. He called one girl fat, It was just, well, you know, the example was, well, you ain't got a man because how much do you weigh? And she said how much she weighed. And he said, well, that's why. You know, you're overweight, you're fat. And it's like, and then if she tried to push back and defend, but I'm still beautiful, if she came back with any kind of pushback, he was going to escalate the conversation to an argument, and he was going to emotionally hang up on her. So she couldn't defend herself. She just had to sit there and take these insults. And I don't on no level of respect now. But that's his depiction that he's putting out there my perspective, that's what I see when I see him. I
All
don't
right.
respect.
All right. We got Ski in the house, Kamal Aristo, and the topic is Kevin Samuel. Let me say this. Um, I don't think the guy is being derogatory. Look, we're talking about strong black women. Okay, we're talking about strong, not even just black women, just women in general. Just we're talking about strong women. And these are women that call his platform. So if you're really interested on what he has to say, then you're going to look, 9 times out of 10, they've already watched the program. They already know how he rolls, how he look at it this way, Black. Kevin is a drill sergeant. Okay. What does a drill sergeant do? A drill sergeant, he talk to you a certain type of way, but the goal is to get you ready for battle. Okay. It ain't to sugarcoat, it ain't to coddle, it ain't coddling. Drill sergeants don't exist. And if they do, they ain't getting nothing done. They just don't. So if you want to get ready for battle, sometimes you got to shake stuff up, because I'm gonna tell you, it's especially in our community and our women, if they notice any kind of weakness, they're gonna attack you. And they've already attacked this dude. You know, they've already called him, all kind of names, derogatory, say part of the alphabet community, whatever the case may be. Say, he's demeaning. They tried to cancel him. I think they even made a petition to cancel him. It's like, why are you even watching? See, here's what I think. I think in sometimes it's going to be controversial, right? But I think that women are upset that he is waking some men up. Now, me, I've been woke, so I'm enjoying the show. So he's saying some stuff that I've been saying for decades. Okay. But so that's why I kind of relate to a lot of the stuff that he's saying. But if the thing is this, and I noticed this about human psychology. Nobody ever wants to give up a privilege. I don't care if it's European. I don't care if it's men. I don't care if it's women. And what's happening is, he's correcting it to the point where women have to give up this double standard privilege that they have. They can shout, point, blame everything on the men, but they don't want to take accountability for their stuff. It's a two-way street. You can't just have everything go your way. And what I'm noticing is a lot of women are upset that he's waking other men up to have certain standards, because we're not supposed to have standards. We're supposed to accept. I mean, you don't make me bring Lizzo up, right? It gets to a point where the women mind gets to a point where they don't feel like they have to have any standard for the men, but they got every kind of standard set for us, but they don't think we have any standards. We're not allowed to have standards. So all he's saying is, look, get in shape, get your body weight where it's attractive to men, be a helpmate. Don't sit up here and try and compete with the men. We don't care about your job. We don't care about your money. We certainly don't care about your degree and things like this. And he's trying to get it back to more traditional ways because that worked out better for us. And then he spit out a whole bunch of facts about marital, you know, marriage rates and things like that, and you know, it's stuff that they don't want to talk about because it messes up a certain privilege. It holds them accountable. Now, I don't look at it as being a bully. I look at it as being a drill sergeant. But guess what? A drill sergeant, his job is not to be your friend. It's to get you prepared for battle. And I know some women watching this might say, "Oh, well, I'm not going to battle or nothing like that." But in a way, we are. We've been in a silent war since slavery. Okay, we've been in a silent war, and the system has done its job to divide and conquer. Let's just keep it above. And if it's doing its job to divide and conquer, we have to counteract that by coming together. This is why he pushes marriage a lot. Now, in doing everything, see, I look at it like this: this is medicine for the mind. Okay, medicine is always nasty. Don't ever taste good, but it's good for you. It's good for you. Take it. Take it and learn something instead of being combative and not wanting, like shaking your head like a kid, not wanting to take the medicine. Because if you don't take it, you ain't gonna never self-correct. You ain't gonna never be accountable for anything you do, and nothing is ever going to get fixed. And that's why the community has been going downhill since, is because there has not been, I think he's doing great work. There's not been anybody to hold the women accountable, and they it's to a point where they're not even used to it. They like, what is this? I ain't never had to be held accountable for nothing. And how dare you talk to me? But guess what? They don't mind talking to men that greasy at all. They don't mind telling us what they like, how they like it, what they gonna do, what they not gonna deal with. I could be bad all by myself. I'm a bad bee, this, that, and the third. Just out of control. Out of control.
What you think, Ski?
There we go with another outside influencer, you know, telling our little girls what it is. You know, you might as well be on the podium with Osteen them. Creflo now. I don't know the dude personally. I never seen the show, never heard of it, or nothing. You know, I don't know who he targeting, what his audience about. You know, but
well, the guy is really, he's an image consultant. And look, listen, let's be clear. A lot of the women who call here, or his show, I should say, really are women who are hypergamous women.
Well, you know, right now what's going on? If you got your what's the Taji lady, the Oprah and her friend, what's that? I think it's Jada Pinkett. I don't know. It's a lot of women now.
Talk the red table talking with Jada.
Well, they got the table talk. They talking, and they're talking about mental illness. A lot of the women out here have what they call now, it's big now. It's mental illness. Is that his target audience?
No, but here's the thing though, that and that's, I'm glad you brought that point up, because look, we had to deal with the Iyanla Van Zants. We had to deal with the Oprah Winfrey's, the Gayle Kings. They always get their narrative out there. The women always talking, and they always get their narrative out there. What men get their narrative out there? None.
You saying he's speaking for us?
I'm saying he's speaking for,
I mean,
men in general, not just black men, but men in general.
In what way? He don't speak for us.
Yeah, well,
he
like
speaks for a demographic of men that he himself considers high value. So he's already coming through the door valuing men, telling women they don't measure up.
I mean, okay, listen, y'all are Bible readers and Bible thumpers, right? You tell me what the role of a woman is. I'll listen.
Role of a woman?
Yeah, I mean, in the Bible, if you're gonna go by the Bible, what was woman made out of man or man made out of woman?
The woman's role, she was made out of man. Her role is to be a helpmeet.
Okay, so that is what he's talking about doing. That's what he's preaching, pretty much.
Well, no, that's not what he's really preaching.
He's teaching biblical scriptures that y'all even push yourself.
I haven't seen none of that. No evidence.
I have. No. I have. I've seen it.
Because he himself.
Go ahead. What's his headline?
He himself is not. He's not qualified to give the advice that he's telling them they need to do. He's telling, if you say, because
why is he not qualified? He is an image consultant, and he's
listen to what I'm saying.
Part of the church. I mean, how qualified you have to be?
Listen to what I'm saying. He himself, if you say he's pushing marriage on these women, I haven't seen no evidence of that, for one thing.
He got plenty of couples that thanked him for getting them together.
I have no evidence. From what, like I said, I'm speaking from what I've seen, and I've seen enough.
No, you haven't.
He himself.
You haven't seen enough.
He himself he's derogatory. For one, he's telling these women, based off what he believes, that they because of a physical attribute. It's not about qualities that they're bringing to the table underneath the surface. He's pointing out their physical flaws, and he's using that to attack them, to let them know in his mind that they don't measure up to what he believes a high value man is. Because this man make it a certain dollar amount, and she may not look according to him, she don't measure up. I've seen some pretty beautiful women on there getting ripped to shreds because he devalued them based off a superficial attribute, but he put value on a superficial attribute like money and valued these men. And he ain't even bring up how they look. He ain't bring no qualities up about them, just the fact that they got some money.
All right,
that's sort of a pimp hoe scenario.
All right, let me address
the whole basis of that conversation.
Okay, I got you. Let me address the superficial stuff first. Okay, superficial stuff. Listen, everybody is not a 10. Facts. Everybody is not a 10. If you look at one of our videos before, where we were talking about Lizzo, you was disgusted. Okay. Now women like Lizzo will call Kevin Samuel and demand a high value man who they consider financially well-to-do, in shape, this, that, and the third. Lizzo would do herself a favor by calling Kevin, because right now she has unrealistic expectations for who she is, and that runs rampant through our community. The women think that they don't believe in the word no, and they can't accept the word no, and they feel everything is entitled to them. That's not reality.
Okay,
you have to have somebody bring them back down to earth.
The point I was making with Lizzo is a completely polar opposite, separate point that I'm making here.
No, it's not.
Lizzo was not in a position where she was asking for nobody's opinions, or she wasn't trying to get a high value man, that wasn't a topic. She just went out on her own.
Yeah, she did try to get the high value man. She tried to get Captain America. I told you that.
Yeah, but she didn't need nobody's permission, or she wasn't qualified.
Need people permission. She just
went. Listen to what I'm saying.
But what I'm saying, Black, is she shot her shot and it was an unrealistic shot to shoot. And a lot of women think like
Well,
that.
so what?
You can't tell them anything.
That. That's what you think.
What do you mean?
You don't know if he like heavy set women like that.
Oh man,
but that ain't even my point. My point is she went outside butt naked. That's my point. That was what I was bringing.
You know what the real issue is?
Hold on. She went outside butt naked. Now that's her prerogative, but that was my issue. That's it. If she had clothes on, we wouldn't have had this conversation right now. But my second point is this. Listen, man. At the end of the day, it ain't a dude's job. Always, well, for one, it ain't a dude's job to say, next man over here is a high value man. That man over there, he's a high value man. You don't deserve him. You know why? Because of this, that, and the third. All these superficial things that he keep bringing up. I think that's mad weak for a dude to tear down a woman and then lift up a man. But just because he got some money, that's goofy to me.
What do you think about that, Ski?
Let other women chastise this young lady. Let other women chastise that
They
woman.
don't hold each other accountable. Forget about it.
Okay, this is how you get a man. Why is a man telling a woman how to get a man?
Because nobody else will. Nobody else will.
Women do. Women do that.
They don't hold each other accountable. If they did, we wouldn't be in the situation we in.
He in the wrong lane.
Hey, Ski, what do you think about this?
In the wrong lane.
Say it again now.
What do you think about this?
Like I said, I don't know the man. You know, I don't know his ideas, his beliefs, or what he be saying. You know.
Listen, Black. The women don't hold each other accountable. That's why we're in the situation we're in right now. Okay, as a matter of fact, they have a bit of a clique. I call the clique the Sister Circle Sorority. Okay, the Sister Circle Sorority is women who are their priorities are first the bag, money. Their second priority is popularity, their looks, and it's everything superficial. It's everything superficial. Okay. And this Sister Circle sorority don't care about men, let alone black men. If they need to, they will go to other communities, and that's what a lot of them are doing. And that is what it is. But what I'm saying is, he is simply correcting female egos, because they are inflated to the point where they're not being realistic and they're not getting the results that they expect to get. Lizzo expected to land Captain America. Why? I mean, this is just.
I got a question. Okay, you sound like Donor, but the thing is, okay, his show, the Kevin Samuel show. Who is this show for? Is it for women?
It's really for women to call in and men to watch, pretty much, or both, because the women watch the show too. That's why they call in.
So it's for the women.
He take calls mainly from women. Now, let me say this: he used to work with men for years, and nobody said anything. As a matter of fact, he was, shitting on men even harder back in the days, but nobody said nothing. You think the women came to the men defense? No, they didn't come to the men defense. They was enjoying the show.
And to just look, listen, and learn.
What?
So the show is for the women to call in and for the man to look, listen, and learn.
The show is just to kind of do what we do here, and that's correct the culture. Okay, whoever watches and show, there have been white women that call, there have been Hispanic, there have been women all over the world actually, and in Russia and here, this, that, and the third. A lot of people call into his show. It's not really directly based on, African
No, no.
Americans.
This is how he feel, huh?
Well, his whole thing is he's an image consultant, and he
And
he
so
represent yeah, image consultant. He represents a level of men that is
he went to
higher.
school for that. He went to school to be an image consultant, huh?
Nah, it ain't about school. But what I'm saying is, he
Well,
as
why you give him this big title then? He's an image consultant. What that mean?
it's not. I'm not giving him nothing. That's what he is. He's a image consultant. Okay, and a lot of the women want these men. They want these men. Here's the deal, man. 90% of women want 10% of the men. Period. 90% of women want 10% of men. So they believe he has the keys and the access to a lot of these high value men, especially in our community. So they call in and say, "Hey, Kevin, why don't you rank me?" As a matter of fact, those women can call in. I'll rank them. But he'll say something like, or she'll say something like, "Hey, Kevin, why don't you rank me? Where do you think I fit in?" What is he supposed to say? He's going to give them what they're asking for, and a lot of times it ain't gonna always be sugary and rosy and this, that, and the third, because a lot of them need a reality check. A lot of the egos are out of control.
So let me
Not like
ask
I
you
said,
this.
when he was doing this with men, nobody said nothing.
He
But
sound like
but because it's women, now everybody got a problem.
So let me ask you this then. What makes you watched enough of his show? You're obviously a fan. So
big
I'm
fan.
not a fan of anybody. I'm a supporter of people. I
so
don't like the word fan.
what you've observed from his show, what makes a high value man a high value man?
Well, in his definition, you have to be, make at least 100, 120K a year, and you have to do that for consecutive 10 years. You have to have a network of friends to pull from. You have to do community
What
work.
kind of friends are these that you're pulling from?
Other high value men that can.
So 6 figures.
What's that?
So they got to make 6 figures too.
Well, they got to be in positions of influence and power. Yeah.
Okay. Anything else?
Just off the top, that's about it.
All right. So money. You got to have money, and your friends got to have money, and you high value. You're a valuable person. You're high value, high quality.
You can be on the back.
No matter nothing about your attributes, your intelligence, your
well, let me answer that.
discipline.
Here's the thing that I
morals.
said. I got it, Black. But here's the thing that I was saying. One of the I agree with about 90% of what Kevin Samuel said. I ain't gonna even front. I agree with at least 90%.
You're a fan.
I'm a supporter. I'm not a fan. Okay, but here's the thing. One of the things I didn't necessarily agree with, where I do feel like you have to have a bit of a moral standing. You do have to be, because there's a lot of rich people who are assholes. You know what I mean? Or they're just they're very condescending, or they're very derogatory, or they throw their power, or they use their power or whatever, or influence to their advantage, and they can be pricks. But that's one of the things that I didn't agree with. I thought that this is his definition. My definition of a high value man is different than his, not by a whole lot, but but
6 figures ain't rich though.
I know 6 figures ain't rich, but 6 figures is well to do. It's I still believe it's what maybe 20% of the.
So why do the women have to be almost perfect.
The women don't
to
have
get
to
a,
be
a
almost
six-figure dude.
perfect, but here's the thing. Like I said before, 90% of the women want 10% of the men. So if you expect to land one of those men, unless you plan on doing polygyny, okay, you're going to have to compete for those men.
Okay, where do you get that stat from? 90%. Where do you get that from? Kevin Samuels?
Look, man. You ain't even gotta look at Kevin Samuel. All you gotta do is look around. All women want a well-to-do man. Period. It's
Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with that.
yeah,
Ain't nothing wrong with that. It's just
but a lot of them don't want anybody who they either equal to them or below them. You know, women stick their nose up at men who even make the same amount of money as them. So they always what they call level up. That's what their thing is. You know what I mean? You got to have a job if you want to be with me. Ain't nothing going on but the rent. You know what I mean?
And I ain't got nothing wrong with
I don't
none
want
of
no scrubs.
I mean,
you know what I
because
mean?
I'm thinking from the perspective of my daughters. I don't want my daughters
Well, again,
out here struggling.
that's why a lot of the women call into the show, because they want access to some of these what he consider high value
but
men.
that's only probably 35% of what makes a man a man. How much money he make. They don't make you a man because a certain amount of money.
Again, Black.
He's leaving a whole lot out.
Well, here's the thing. Again, I don't necessarily agree with the whole scale myself.
I mean, but that's his whole platform, ain't it?
But look, there ain't nobody forcing the women to call in. They call
That's
in.
a BET audience, Black Entertainment.
A lot of them understand what he's talking about and understand his parameters. But what's wrong with that? Look, we have to start setting standards for each other. Okay, the women have set standards for the men already. Listen, the men just haven't set standards for the women.
If people want to call in his show and for entertainment value, I ain't got nothing wrong with that. If he wants to, continue to have the derogatory perspective he does towards most women that call his show, because I've never seen him actually say, you know what, you're a high value woman. I'm gonna say, I ain't never, he wouldn't have a show. Most of his platform seems like for the smallest thing, he's attacking these women. And he's making sure when they leave his show, they feel this big. He's making sure of that.
Again,
by his
man,
comments. A lot of his stuff is unnecessary.
Black.
Sometimes it's just a simple rebuttal to what he's saying.
And coddling and all of this are done, man. Those days are gone. It's a new day.
And see, that's why these dudes are beating the crap out of these women out here.
That don't got nothing to do with it. That don't got nothing to do with it. That's a different subject altogether.
We don't care no more.
It's a different subject altogether. All I'm saying is these women call into him. They're asking for his advice. He's giving it to them, and they know he's a drill sergeant. Okay, that's the whole thing. Okay, Judge Judy, drill sergeant. Sometimes you got to give it to people straight up, no chaser, because that's the only way they know how to take it. Okay, because if you sit around coddling, they ain't either gonna believe you or they're gonna disrespect you. So you got to give it to people with no chaser. Yeah, he gonna do drill sergeant stuff to have them get to the point, but that's more like it's this one rich guy. I mean, he's a short guy too. I think he's like Italian. He talks, and y'all probably know who I'm talking about, but he talks to his clients. He's worth like $500 million. He talks to his clients like, y'all a bunch of this, that, and the third. He said, I can't talk to y'all soft because y'all ain't gonna hear me. I ain't gonna talk to y'all soft. I gotta talk to y'all like this, because that's the only way you're gonna hear what the F I'm saying. Sometimes you gotta give it to people straight, man. And trust
Ain't
me,
nobody
people
got
can.
no problem with giving it up straight to nobody. That ain't the point. My point is, he has a special knack, or he has a special attribute where he comes off as if he needs these women to know they don't measure up.
A lot of
And
times
the
they
fact that
don't. A
it's
lot of
all
times
about
they
money
don't. A lot of
to
times
him.
they don't because they don't have no problem telling the man when he don't measure up.
Listen, you can't tell that from asking them what they weigh.
He see them on the screen. He know.
That ain't how you tell a good woman by how much she weighs.
Listen,
That's
man. Listen, man.
idiocracy right
No,
there.
it ain't. No, it ain't. Okay.
It is.
Men
That's
have
demoralizing.
men have a preference. Women have a preference. Nobody combats the women on their preference.
But that
As a matter of fact,
don't mean
men
she don't
take their
have
preferences and
equal
they roll
value
with it.
to a six-figure earner because she overweight. Are you kidding?
No, I'm not kidding. Okay, if she's overweight, then she's going to have to move accordingly. There's just not going to be men that is going to be attracted to her. I was talking to somebody about the season of Ready to Love, right? And one of the things that they said is that they noticed that a lot of the women who are overweight don't really last very long on RTL. Okay, they just don't last. The
On
men
what?
don't. Ready to Love. They don't really.
What is that?
It's a TV show.
You be all off into these little.
No, hold on.
shows.
Listen. Just listen to the point, man. What I'm saying is, no matter how you slice it, men have a preference, and we're allowed to have a preference. And a lot of times, that preference is not Big Bertha, Respucia. You know what I mean? Coming in Lizzo style, thinking that
got no problem
it's
with
all
that.
sweet and
got no problem
she
with
can
that.
get Captain America. Somebody
Listen.
has to let these women know that there are some measuring factors, just like there is with men. Like if with men, you can't be broke. Okay, men accepted that.
So that's the only one for us?
Oh no, there's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of rules and regulations for men. There is.
Well, you can't be broke is the number one, and pretty much.
Yeah, that's the number one. So
that's
what's
about
the
it,
number
really.
one for men?
If we being honest, that's about it.
So what's the number one?
If you rich,
so black.
you
so
can look
what's
like anything.
the number one for men?
If you rich,
What
you can
is
look
the
like
number
anything,
one for
act
men?
like anything.
Just
You
answer
can
the
be
question, bro.
Listen,
What is the number
I'm-
one? What is the number one for men?
Number one, what?
Requirement.
That you have money.
No, for men towards women.
The number one,
Yes.
be loyal.
Men require the women to be loyal. That's number one.
Yeah. Be loyal.
How can you get to loyalty if you're not even attracted to her?
That's attractive, ain't it?
Loyalty comes later, man. You got to be attracted to her first.
Well, I will say, you have to be physically attracted.
Okay, so that's
men-
the number one thing.
Most men do have to be physically attracted.
Yeah, just like most women, you have to
Yeah.
have money. Yeah,
Yeah,
I can accept
agree
that.
with that.
Yeah,
I agree with that.
So
That's
let us
one
own that.
attribute.
So let us own that. And a lot of times, that attractiveness is measured by how you look, how your weight
Come on, man.
looks.
Jay-Z
So-
got the baddest chick in the business, don't he?
Yeah, he do.
He's the ugly dude. Stop it.
He's an ugly dude because they both meet each other requirements. Ski.
Oh, okay.
He
okay.
got money
again.
and she
It's
got
money.
looks.
It's money.
He got money and she
Back to
got
money.
looks. They meet each other's requirements. What's the problem?
Listen, man. The bottom line, man, is this. Yes, we are visual, right? But if his platform is to teach women how to get a high value man, it don't matter if you beautiful and you disloyal and you got messed up
Different
morals
story.
and everything else
Different
is off
story.
whack. You just gonna be a trophy, and he ain't gonna stay with you no way. So you can get him, but you ain't gonna keep him.
Yeah. He high power because he harnessed that power. You know, because he got the money. That's all he need. Kevin Samuel sound like Isaac to me. Love Boat Isaac.
Explain, man. How you sound like Isaac from the Love Boat, Steve?
You just said it's all about money.
This is not news, fellas. This is not news. Okay, women love money. I don't know if y'all got the memo, but I can send it to you.
That's all it's about, money.
Yeah,
wow.
That's all. That's what it's about. Because women are nesters. They're nurturers and nesters. They want a comfortable nest at all times.
Ain't nobody arguing that.
Okay, so why are we surprised by this?
That's not a point of conjecture here.
Yeah, yes, it is. Yes,
well, money. We know they want money.
Ski is saying it as if it's news to him.
Dude, it ain't his place. It ain't his place, is my argument.
He's a consultant. It's an older, Black.
Listen, hear what I'm saying.
He's like a dating coach.
Hear what I'm saying? Because he's a drill sergeant and a dating coach.
There's a lot of Black women who said this about the sisters, and that they're realistic. They don't have realistic expectations.
And you said,
and that's why it's harder to work for them and get them matches, because their egos are out of control.
And you said you don't got to be attractive, so you're gonna find your love, an ugly dude. All you gotta have is some money.
Yes. Look at Jay. He got the baddest and he got money. He's a billionaire. Next question.
Love Boat Isaac.
Love Boat Isaac.
So it's the wrong message. All the
Why
way
is it the wrong message? You can't mess with nature, bro.
It's the wrong message.
Men love looks and women love money. Face it, that's nature.
Listen,
it's not going to change because you don't like it.
Listen, that's how you get them, but that ain't how you keep them.
That's another story. That's another story.
The whole story.
No, that's not the whole story.
Unless you want a revolving door of whoredoms.
Look, man.
He gonna pop it and he gonna leave that alone.
Women
she gonna be all messed up in the head.
Women call into him.
To the next brother.
Women call
that ain't he ain't telling them the whole story.
He look. They're not asking for the whole story. All they want is a high value man. They figure they could do the rest by themselves.
Well, let another woman.
And he ain't got enough time to be counseling them on life. I mean, it's just a hi Kevin, rank me and can you hook me up with one of your high value men? That's what it's about.
This whole platform is weak to me. I'm gonna leave it at that.
You don't have to like it. You don't have to like it. I get it. You know.
How come you like?
I think he should mind his business. Yeah, and let women tell women how to get a man.
Well, guess what? They're not getting. If you left them to a lot of them with their own devices, not all of them, but some of them. If you left them to their own devices, they're not gonna get the results that they want. They just not. And a lot of them are going to buy a dog and die alone. Unfortunately, I love the sisters, but one thing that I have noticed myself is that the egos are out of control. The egos are out of control.
Talking about the
and
show.
That's because of the sister circle sorority that teaches them that feminists. You notice a lot of times when they do stuff, they don't include us. They don't include the men. It's black girl magic. It's this, that, and the third.
Why you like his show so much? That's what we want to know. It's
not about me liking the show. Well, I do like what he's doing because nobody else is doing it. It seems as though every problem that exists in the community is the men's fault. And that is just BS to me.
I mean, you could put money in the black man hand, the white man hand, and the Chinese man hand. They all still different, They all got money now. She gonna go after which one she want. She's like the white one,
and a lot of times they go out of the community for it. But we're running out of time. But we could continue with some other time. But thanks for joining us.
The Love Boat.
Click the like, share, subscribe, and since the BMR covered it, ain't the Love Boat. It's official. Thanks. Peace.